Today, we're talking about our swim ladder that we bought for our Hewescraft. We bought the boat and it didn't have any ladders on it whatsoever. A lot of Hewescraft people, they get them with the stern ladder that runs off the extended transom. This one did not have that when we got it. Some boats have a bow ladder. It's another optional accessory. I don't believe Hewescraft makes that, but they do have them available aftermarket. We chose not to put either one of those on for a variety of reasons. The bow one is a permanent mount. It can be removed, but then you have to stow the ladder somewhere. And I don't know what you do if you actually fished out of this boat, because we would keep it down here in the fish locker. That's about the only place we've got a place to put that at. The transom ladder is another story. We tried to order one from Hewescraft, and then we would have it welded on here locally in Knoxville, Tennessee, by a good welder, we'd hope. But the Hewescraft doesn't like to play like you can't buy it from them from the factory and then them ship it directly to you. What we were told, and I could be wrong in this, but we called them, and the understanding we got was the only way they would sell us the ladder would be that we'd have to buy it from one of their dealers. That's no problem. But the big problem would be that we would have to purchase it from one of their dealers and then wait for that dealer to have a boat delivered to them in which they would place the ladder, our ladder, in that boat, and they would ship that to the dealer. So we wouldn't be able to get a ladder until they ordered and received a boat. And then in our case, our closest dealer to us is in Michigan, or one's actually in Ohio. Yeah, Erie Marine, which are really good people, by the way. We talked to them when we were looking for a boat, and they had a couple that they just didn't fit our needs at the moment. But the other one is in Michigan, on the Lake Michigan side of Michigan. So we would have had to drive all the way up there to get this thing, or maybe they would ship it to us. We don't know, but that's a whole lot of waiting for them to order a boat and get one in, and counting on, bidding.
Yeah, we didn't pursue that.
Yeah, that seemed a really dumb way to go for us, so we didn't opt for that angle, so we just chose to get our own ladder, which we're going to show you here in a minute. We got a whitewater ladder, that's the brand name of it, and it was $249 and change from Amazon.
It's a Whitewater B00367 is the part number.
Right, and it's made out of 304 stainless steel, and you saltwater guys out there, I think 306 might be what you want. So there's different grades. I don't know if it's 306 or 316, but at any rate, there's different grades of these things. We're in freshwater, so we don't have to be quite as particular as the saltwater guys do, but we chose to buy this ladder. Whitewater was the brand name on it on Amazon, but I also noticed that it was underneath on different sellers. It looked like the identical ladder, but it had different brand names. So I think they just kind of buy a ladder from China probably and put whatever name they want on it and give it their own part number and ship it to you. So this one fit our needs. It was the widest one I could get my hands on for mounting the way we want to mount it, which we're going to show you here in a few minutes. We stow it underneath one of our seat lockers, and
it came with one set of mounts, and we bought extra mounts so that we could put mounts in different locations.
Yeah, we just, depending on what way we were having to be tied for what we're doing in the river, sometimes we might anchor upriver or downriver, and we might want our ladder on the left side or the right side, depending on our situation. And we just bought extra mounts so that we could do that. We've positioned those right here.
Yeah, we're sitting on one here.
Yeah, we're sitting on. We got the plate. Come up there just a second. The plate just happened to be the right width to where we could have I hope you can get this. This is in the frame, but the bracket just happened to fit on each side of it. We did need to really push it tight to the plate, and I don't know if Hewescraft makes these plates like every one that they do is symmetrical.
Yeah.
But it happened to work out on both sides of our boat, so we did that. We also plan on putting one up on the bow, and we'll show you that when we get down and start doing a walk around with the ladder demonstration on it. The reason we want to do that is if we ever have to come into land, we want a way to get on and off the boat. And we didn't want, they had these really neat ones that you welded a bracket on the boat and they were like a T with the rungs coming outward so you could climb on and off the boat. But in order to have that, you'd have to store it or leave it bolted on. If you leave it bolted on, when you come in dockside, depending on you never can have that ideal docking situation. So like if the ladder was over there mounted onto the thing, swung up in its position, you'd have to deal with that at the dock. And a lot of times when your boat gets rocking, it can get caught under the dock or on the dock, and bad things happen to you. So I've experienced that with older boats that I've had. We had kind of like horizontal fins on the side about halfway up, and they would get caught on the dock, and I mean, you just rip them right off your boat. So we did not want to have that problem. So we chose to just buy an extra set of brackets, and we plan on mounting one up there eventually.
We'll put a picture of all this in the video.
So we're waiting to do that because we don't know what side we want to put it on, because we're still in the process of figuring out our trolling motor and what side of the boat we're going to put that on. And we're also going to have a live scan, a power live scan pole, which is going to mount to our trolling motor, or we're going to have a separate live scan mounting pole.
Still working that out.
We're still working that out, and that's been a dilemma. So anyway, back on the subject of this ladder, we're going to take a cut here, and we will go and show you where we keep it, and we'll drag it out and we'll show it to you. Okay, we're going to show you where we keep our ladder at. Can you get that in the frame there, Donna?
Yep.
We stow it underneath this side.
I'll get it a little closer so you can see.
Port side locker. We changed our boat around, so our porta potty's now on the starboard side, so hopefully you can see this.
For weight and balance.
You got the whole thing in frame?
Yeah.
Okay. So it folds and unfolds. So when we deploy it, we just plan on putting it. We'll put it down like this. We're going to put it on this side of the shop here.
You put it in the brackets.
And she's done. And of course you can fold her down. And that's pretty much that. So now we'll go around here and we will show it to you on the side of the boat. Okay, this is how we mounted her. Out there for the time being. Can you come in here and show them how it's off the side of the boat?
You have the little standoffs you got to fold down.
Yeah, make sure you don't get any closer than that now. Make sure everything's in focus. Yeah, so you got her folded down. Believe it or not, when you're in the water and you're trying to get on this thing, you actually have to really put your feet up really high in order to get on this. So you wouldn't believe that looking at it here. It could be a couple of steps longer. It would be a lot nicer. But it does work for us.
But if it was too long, you couldn't store it easily.
That's the problem that we had. So we had to, to get it in that locker, have a good storage place for it. That's what we had to do as far as getting it in there. When you get on this and the boat rocks down, and I'm only like 150 pounds, so like when you're actually getting on it, the boat leans over. This thing kind of goes inverted in here, so that's not very much fun. There's a brace on the side of the boat that these stanchions just happen to hit just right on.
On our boat, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were looking at when we ordered it. We had to find one that fell into this area here so that our boat wouldn't get dented in from it. Especially if we get a big guy on here, which most of our friends are a lot bigger than us. And they weigh a lot more, so that could cave in the side of the boat. So anyways, we also have this safety tether that we made that we clip on the side here. And what that's for is when you're deploying this, you should actually put it on there. We hook it from the back. And that way if we drop the ladder accidentally, we don't lose it. Am I still in the frame there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we don't lose this thing. And another reason is this is really good to have is probably the first or second time we actually used this at our little local swimming hole, we forgot to take it off.
The first time I know we did.
Yeah, because we went and swam in and we had the drone out. We were working with the drone that day, and that's kind of where our thought process were. When by the time we got the drone all put away and everything, we just kind of forgot about the ladder. And we taxied out into the
thoroughfare.
Yeah, and there's a big part of the river from now. We were on like a side area of the river, like a little inland cut, and we taxied out there. And when he throttled up, man, we heard something going bing, bang, bing, bing, boom, and it was like, oh my God, we forgot the ladder.
Yeah.
So, you know, you really need to have some kind of safety thing on it. But safety thing on it or not, in that situation, it probably would have not been a good.
Yeah, don't forget to take it off.
Yeah, it would have beat the living heck out of the side of the boat, so that wouldn't have been neat at all. But fortunately for us, I mean, if you could have heard it, you would have thought there'd be damage. We didn't have a mark on the boat from it, so that was very fortunate.
Them little rubber bumpers are good.
Yeah, but one of these actually went in, and it was not hooked anymore.
Oh.
If I remember right. I can't remember, hopefully. It may have just been that it was loose, moving around in the boat just like it can do. But when you put it in there, you got to lock it down. You got to pull it toward the outside of the boat. And so make sure you put your brackets on in the right direction.
Yeah, and we've got them so far apart to where you have to do that. We want it to lock in.
Yeah, we actually had to take a porter power and jack this out just a little bit to make it fit this Hewescraft deck plate here. Can you see that?
I don't know.
So anyhow, that's what we did. We bent it out a little bit. We worried about it cracking right here, so we didn't get all super carried away with that. But anyway.
Yeah, it was just a little bit.
Yeah, it worked out good for us. And like I said, we got the safety tether on it. And this ladder will mount on this side or that side.
We've got the same exact mounts on both sides.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. And we have used it on both sides. It's not something that, I don't think it's something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
The two-sided mounting.
Yeah, depending on, you know, which way the current, you're in the current or whatever.
Yeah, or which side of the river you're on. You know, you might want to, we always put the boat, we place it toward the shore, and then we do our diving or our swimming off the lake side. So, you know, if you were pointing, or if you were on the left side of the river, you know, you'd kind of want your ladder on the other side, and if you're on the right side of the river, you'd probably want it on this side. But you can, you know, maybe we're just too fussy. You know, but we just like it to where we can do what we want to do when we want to do it. The other plan is to have this on the bow, which is not really good for that, but it can be. And we can't mount it yet until we actually get our trolling motor situation figured out.
We're contemplating it up here somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna fold this up for now so you can see this angle. I think this is a 6-inch standoff underneath here. So if we can put our cleats, our mounting cleats up there, and then our ladder, we're going like this. The only time we'd ever use this ladder is for shore boarding. Like if we have to beach the boat, we want a way to get on and off.
Or we get to a ramp that doesn't have a dock.
Yeah, and there are
several of those.
Yeah, if there were 100 ramps in Tennessee, I'm going to tell you right now, 90 of them probably don't have a dock. They're just a ramp, and that's all you get, which is a real pain. But at any rate, I don't know where this would fall because we've never beached our boat yet, you know. And if you're beaching in dirt, you know, obviously your boat's going to sink into it, and your bow's going to be lower to the ground level or the water level. And if you're on a concrete boat ramp, you know, it's going to kind of climb it a little bit. And so I don't know if this is ever going to work to where we could have this thing deployed down, and then let's say it hit the ground, you could still step on this and walk up it if you needed to. So we haven't done it, so we don't know where that's going to fall. So anyway,
that's still in the planning.
Yeah, that's still in the planning. So we're not going to plan anything on this and try anything out on it because you got to put holes in your boat to do that.
So we know what we're doing.
Trolling motor live scan pole situated, we don't really know what side we're going to experiment on to do that. So until then, that's pretty much it. But it's a pretty easy thing to stow and go with. You know, aside from these handles, if these handles were to swivel, that would really be neat because then it could fold up flat. And you could have more options of storing it. But what we have to do, we have to put it in that locker like this. You got that all in the way?
Yeah.
The frame, we have to lay it like this. I mean, you could do
this.
We've
got room to do it, luckily.
Yeah, I mean, it exactly fits in and out. And since we raised our seat backs up, we don't even have to take our seat backs on and off now.
Which is another video, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't open all the way, but it opens up enough to get this in and out, and probably anything we're going to get. So that's pretty much it on the ladder. And more stuff to talk about here on the ladder here in a second.
What's that?
I don't know, we'll have to get our list out again, so. Let's just keep that there for right now. Again, like I said, this is what our plan is for a tether. We use this tether on other objects too, like sometimes we want to hang up a buoy in the boat somewhere to get it out of the way, or maybe a drone cables, or it's a multitude of different things, a dive suit to dry. There's a lot of things that we can use that tether cord for, but the plan is to always have it on the ladder before we deploy the ladder over the side of the boat. So anyway, let's go see what else we got on our list. Okay, I guess we got all of our list covered, so we're just going to show you how we get it off. Pretend we're in the water. Actually, let's just leave our tether on here.
Until we get it in the boat, huh?
Yeah. Bring that up like so. Bring her back in the boat, not put it down hard so we don't poke a hole in our vinyl. Remove our safety tether. Fold her up. Now we don't stow this right away because you know it is hollow and it does get water inside of it.
So we would lay it back here and let it dry out for a little while?
Yeah, these are sealed. So theoretically water wouldn't be getting inside of it, but it still gets underneath all these plastic parts and it remains wet. So we just, can you see the floor there?
Yeah.
We just kind of set it in the floor. And usually it's dry by the time we get where we're going. And depending on summer or winter, if it was winter, really cold out, it's probably not going to be dry. So we would just leave it out here and trip on it all day. But once it dries, our plan is to bring her inside. Hope there's enough light in here where you can see this. You grab it at a balance point. Raise that bugger up what you can.
Lay it in there.
Stoves right underneath there, as long as you don't get too much junk. We've just got our extra life jackets underneath here. I don't know if you can see them in this light or not, but
The red one you can, but the other one you can't.
Yeah, and we just keep our extra life jackets up in there. So that's it on our swim ladder. We will include screenshots of the Amazon pictures from Amazon that we ordered the thing on, and I believe that's it. We don't have screenshots of this tether thing.
It's just a rope, and
we bought these hooks at Lowe's, and they're proud of them. I don't know if they would work for you saltwater guys. These brackets are either aluminum, these little flippers and springs. I don't know what they're made out of. I mean, you can come up with your own situation for that, and I suggest you do, because it's not just the money if you lose your ladder. You've got to find a ladder that's going to fit your brackets where you drilled holes in your boat, and it just evolves into a whole lot of drama if you don't do something like that. So that's it. So we just hang this bad boy up in here someplace.
till the next time.
And that's it till the next shot. So thanks for watching. I hope you got some value out of this.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.